So we now proceed with analysis and design of feedback systems, in which gagamitin natin yung natutunan natin with the, reduction methods na pinag-aralan natin in the previous section. And at the same time, gagamitin din natin yung napag-aralan natin about time response. Okay, so an immediate application of block diagram reduction is the analysis and design of feedback systems that reduce to second order systems. Okay. So basically, kapag meron tayong system, okay, katulad nito. Okay, katulad nito na itong system natin na to, which is characterizes probably a motor, kasi kung matatandaan nyo, ganito yung general form ng transfer function ng isang motor. Okay. So pag nilagay natin siya sa o kung naka-open loop siya by itself. Okay, kung ito lang yung ating motor. We will see na yung value nung K dito, okay, has nothing to do with the type of response na meron ang system ninyo. Okay, kasi alam natin na, o napag-aralan natin in the previous chapter na the response is mainly dictated by the poles. Okay, and since the poles are the roots of the denominator, yung K nyo dito is not found on the denominator of the transfer function. Therefore, most likely, napakaliit ng impluensya niya sa response. Siguro baka lang yung level lang, okay. Pero as for the shape of the response or the shape of the response or the type of the response na meron ang ang component ninyo, walang kinalaman yung K. Pero everything would change pagka nilagay natin siya sa isang nilagay natin siya ng feedback. So in this case, nilagay natin siya sa isang unity feedback o nilagay natin siya ng unity feedback. Okay. So kung motor 'yan, gagawin natin 'yan usually pagka gusto natin ng position control. Okay. Kung gusto natin kontrolin yung angular position ng motor ninyo, then we might as well place a feedback dun sa inyong motor. Okay. Now, so pag nilagay natin siya ng feedback, what happens is that yung closed loop transfer function nyo becomes this. Okay, so yung single block equivalent niyan magiging ganito na. And clearly, makikita natin na meron ng kinalaman yung K dun sa ating response kasi makikita na siya sa denominator. Okay, so for this system, as K varies, where K can be can model amplifier gain. Okay, the pole moves through three ranges of operation of a second order system. So starts with an overdamp response. Okay, tas as you increase K, okay, magiging critically damp yan at one point and becomes underdamp eventually. Okay, so kailan siya overdamp, kailan siya critically damp, kailan siya underdamp. If K is between 0 and a square over 4, okay, magiging magiging overdamp siya kasi ang resulting poles nyo kapag ang K ay between 0 and pole, based sa quadratic formula, kung i-check nyo ito, okay, would be two real distinct poles. Okay, so kung real and distinct poles yung closed loop poles ninyo, okay, by the way, since this is a closed loop transfer function, okay, yung system poles na manggagaling dito, okay, would now be called closed loop poles. Okay, so ayun. So yung closed loop poles niyo would actually be real and distinct. At kapag ang closed loop poles niyo ay real and distinct, it means meron kayong overdamp response. Okay. Now as K increases, the poles move along the real axis. Okay, and the system remains overdamp until such time that K equals a square over 4. Okay. Now at that gain, both poles are real and equal. Okay, so kapag yung K nyo is exactly a square over 4 na, okay, the system becomes critically damp or the response becomes critically damp. Okay, because the poles at that point are real and equal. Okay, so for gains above a square over 4, okay, the system is underdamped with complex poles located at these points. Okay. So pag mas mataas na sa a square over 4 yung inyong k, yung closed loop poles ninyo becomes complex. Okay. And therefore, nagiging underdamp yung response ninyo. Okay. And yun. Now, as k increases, the real part remains constant, okay? And the imaginary part increases. So, kung nag-increase yung imaginary part at constant yung real part, yung TP ninyo, yung TS ninyo, okay, yung settling time is constant. Pero yung TP ninyo, the imaginary part is, which is dependent on the imaginary part, is also changing. Okay? So, since nag-increase ang imaginary part ninyo at ang TP at ang imaginary part of the ay inversely proportional as dictated by the equation pi divided by omega d. Okay? So, pag nag-increase itong omega d ninyo, okay, yung TP ninyo nagdi-decrease. Okay? So, therefore, bumibilis yung pagpipik ng system ninyo. Okay? Also, as you increase your omega d, okay, yung angle, okay, yung radial angle that connects the origin and the pole also increases. Kasi kung pataas yung omega d ninyo, okay, pag ganito, palaki rin yung angle. Okay, at kung palaki yung angle, that means your dr decreases as dictated by cosine of theta equals dr. So, kapag ka nag-increase tong angle na to, yung cosine of theta actually decreases. Okay? Kasi nga, ang nga niyan, from 0 degrees hanggang 90 degrees. Okay? Ang cosine 0 ay 1, and ang cosine 90 ay 0. So, pababa siya. Okay? So, therefore, yung dr nyo, pababa din. Okay? So, that also causes your percent overshoot to increase. Okay? Kasi sabi nga natin, mas mababa yung damping ratio, mas mababa yung energy dissipation, therefore mas oscillatory yung mas oscillatory yung system niyo, therefore mas mag-overshoot siya. Okay. So pwede nating i-demonstrate 'yan by I wrote here a short MATLAB code. MATLAB na yung ginawa ko para mas mabilis yung or para mas maipakita ko yung argument na gusto kong i-drive. Okay. So sinulat natin itong code na to so that we would be able to observe kung ano yung mangyayari as your k is increasing. In this case, ang transfer function ko is k over s square. Balik closed loop na ito. Okay. So, k over s square plus 2s plus k. Okay. So, yung boundaries natin, so okay, kung i-check lang natin, kung ang transfer function ko is k over s square, okay, plus 2s plus k, yung boundary ko na a square over 4 is basically 2 square over 4 or equal to 1. So, which means ganito. If k is less than 1, okay, if k is less than 1, overdamp yung system niyo. Okay, as yung if k is between 0 and 1, okay, yung system niyo ay overdamp. So yung poles niyo makikita niyo sa real axis. Okay? Tapos kapag ka ang k niyo is equal to 1, okay, magdo-double pole siya sa isang location. So magki-critically damp yung response niyo. Okay? Tapos when k is greater than 1, okay, complex yung poles niyo, therefore underdamp yung system niyo. Okay? So dito ilulup ko lang yung aking k from point 1, okay, hanggang 2.5. So dadaanan niyan sa range na yan, dadaanan niya na yung tatlong range of operations na pinag-usapan natin kanina. Okay, so ito yung code. Okay, so we run the code now. Okay. So ito yung pole plot, tapos ito yung response. Okay, so tingnan natin mabuti. Okay, so that is when k is 0.1. Okay. So, as you can see, as you increase your K, yung poles ninyo nagko-converge sa ano. Tapos at this point, makikita nyo na yung step response natin is overdamp. Okay. So, that's 0.7, 0.8. Okay. 0.9. Okay. And then when K is 1, as we have predicted, magdo-double pole siya doon. So, meron kayong critically damped response. Then at this point, yung response nyo ngayon is now starting to become overdamp. Although hindi pa apparent yung yung overshoot. Pero later on, habang ini-increase natin yung K, makita natin na magkakaroon siya ng overshoot. Okay. Pero pansinin niyo mabuti na as predicted, constant yung real part niya, pero nag-i-increase yung imaginary part. Okay? So, ayan. So dito medyo nagiging apparent na yung overshoot niya. Okay. In which that confirms na Pero pansinin niyo rin na yung peak time niya medyo umuusod dito sa kaliwa, indicating na bumibilis yung pag-peak ng nyo. Okay, indicating na bumibilis yung pag-peak ng inyong response. Also, makikita niyo rin na nagko-converge din siya at a certain point here, or magiging constant siya at a certain point here. Okay, so therefore, constant yung settling time. Okay, so na-verify natin na constant yung settling time, bumibilis yung peak time, at the same time, tumataas din yung overshoot. Okay, as we increase your K. So this will run until your K is 2.5. So ayan, nasa K equals 2 na tayo. Okay, so ayun, pansinin niyo mabuti yung yung pag-evolve nung response niyo. Okay, so as we can see, still constant yung ating settling time kasi nagse-settle siya around this area. Okay. At hindi masyadong nababago yan. Pero nababago kung kailan siya nagpi-peak at nagbabago yung taas ng peak niya. Okay. So, that verifies yung yung observations na ginagawa natin, na ginawa natin kanina. Okay. So, that's how your feedback would actually affect yung time response ng ninyo. So, even for example, that second order transfer function, K over S times S plus A, which is kung open loop natin siya, is simply an overdamp response. Okay? Pero kapag yan ay nilagyan natin ng feedback, okay, nagbabago yung niya, depende dun sa value ng K. So now K actually influences, okay, how your response would actually evolve. Okay? So yeah. So I think tapos na yung pagrarun ng ating simulation. Okay? So we can now see kung paano yung nagbago dito tsaka dito sa response natin. Okay? So So here, in-insert ko na dito sa notes ninyo yung plot na yon. Okay, so ito yung plot ng mga step responses for various values of K. Labelan nga natin. This is pole plot and step responses for T of S equals K over S square plus 2S plus K. Ayan. So, ito. Lagyan natin. For K, yung K ninyo dito is between 0.1 hanggang 2.5. Ayan. So, ayun. Later on, we would be used to working on this kinds of plot at saka later on gagawin natin continuous kasi ngayon discrete yan kasi um, we dealt only with particular values of k. Okay. Pero later on gagawin natin continuous yan at tatawagin natin itong plot na to as root locus. Okay. So ano yung root locus? Yung root locus is the plot of how your poles change its location as one parameter or one parameter of your transfer function is changed. Okay, so dito malinaw na binabago natin yung value ng k. So tinitingnan natin kung paano nagbabago yung location ng poles. So kaya we call this as a root locus plot. Okay, so we will have an entire chapter dedicated to that in the future lesson. Okay? So ayan. So ngayon, malinaw na sa atin na again, kapag yung ating system, nilagyan natin ng feedback, nagbabago yung may binabago siya dun sa ating step response. So yung ating analysis becomes more more complicated as kaysa nung ginagawa natin siya nung chapter 3. Okay. So again, kung time response ang pag-uusapan natin, you need to reduce your system into a single block. Okay. So these examples show how block diagram reduction is used to analyze complex systems that lead to underdamped second order transfer function. So for example, meron tayo ditong system na merong unity feedback. Okay. And again, yung kanyang transfer function, okay, or yung kanyang forward, we will call this the forward transfer function. Okay, ito would be called the forward transfer function. Okay, and since unity feedback ito, okay, tandaan natin ang tawag natin kung meron tayong feedback, yung tawag natin sa product nung forward transfer function at saka nung feedback transfer function is the open loop transfer function, yung product na yan. Okay? But since ang ating H is in this case 1, kasi nga unity feedback siya, okay? So this becomes G, and therefore this now becomes your open loop transfer function. So only in this case, okay, in the case of unity feedback systems, yung forward transfer function nyo is also equivalent sa open loop transfer function. Okay? So in this case, we would like to find the peak time, percent overshoot, settling time, and rise time. Okay. So in here, we need to first reduce this into a single block in which verify na yan ay magiging 25, okay, over s square plus 5s, okay, plus 25. Verify nyo kung paano nangyari yan. Okay, pero basically ginamit natin yung feedback formula. Okay. Now from here, pwede nating i-solve. Dalawa yung approach nyo dito. Pwede nyo i-solve ito using dr omega n at pwede nyo i-solve ito using yung poles niya. Okay, although since meron tong rise time, kailangan natin yung dr tsaka omega n. So we'll solve this using dr omega n. So let's pull out our calculator. Okay, so here we solve for dr and omega n. Okay, galing dito, okay, yung ating omega n is obviously square root of 25 or 5. Okay, tapos yung ating dr is 5 over 2 times 5, so 0.5. Okay, again, a over 2 omega n ang ating dr. So therefore, that's 5 over 2 times 5. Okay, so yan, 0.5 na nga. So we compute now your TP as pi over omega n, that's 5 times square root of 1 minus dr square. So that's 0.5 square. Okay, so that should give us 0.726 seconds. Okay, ang ating percent overshoot is 100 e raised to negative pi dr, so that's 0.5. Okay, divided by square root of 1 minus 0.5 squared. Okay, so that gives us 16.303. Okay. TS is 4 over 0.5, 4 over dr omega n. So that's 4 divided by 0.5 times 5. Okay. So that's 8 over 5 or 1.6 seconds. Tapos ang ating TR is 1.76 times 0.5 cube minus 0.417 tama ba? Times dr square sa 0.5 square plus 1.039 times 0.5 plus 1 divided by omega n, which is 5. So that should give us 0.3207. Mukhang iba yung nakuha nating value dito. Okay, anyway, I'm pretty sure tama naman yung formula. Medyo magkaiba lang siya ng nakuha sagot. Okay, so, ayan. Okay, so let us now try to verify the performance characteristics of our system at hand. Okay, by using this code. Okay, so ayan. So una, so niload ko na yung control package. Okay, and then let us load the open loop transfer function. Okay. So load natin siya. Okay, so this is called the open loop transfer function kasi unity feedback system yung pinag-uusapan natin. Okay? So pinag-uusapan natin is unity feedback system. So therefore, yung forward transfer function niya is also the open loop transfer function. Okay? Now let us load the using the function feedback para ma-simplify natin siya into a closed loop system. Okay. So ito, tama yung natin. So 25 over s square plus 5s plus 25. Okay. Now, let us look at the pole zero map. Okay, to verify kung ang ating response ay undamp. Okay. So we are expecting na ayun. So ang pole niya ay somewhere here. Okay, sa above 4 tsaka below negative 4. Yun yung imaginary part. Okay, yung real part niya is negative 2.5. Okay, so actually para ma-verify natin yung na yan, let us pass the values of PC map, okay, sa mga variables. Okay, so ayan. So here we see na ang poles ninyo are at negative 2.5 plus or minus 4.3301J. Okay. So we are expecting now an underdamped response. Okay. So tama, underdamped nga siya. Kaya lang adjust pa natin ito. Since we have to use step info, let us adjust this further kasi mukhang kulang pa yung hindi pa siya nagsisettle from this point. So let us adjust this to 3 seconds. Tapos, adjustin natin yung sampling time. Ayan. So, verify kung makukuha natin yung settling time natin. Ayan, medyo okay na siguro to. So, let us use this arguments to pass dun sa ating step info. Okay, then, we now have the following So, ang rise time natin is 0.32681. Ang na-calculate natin yata kanina is 0.327. Okay. Ang overshoot natin is 16.377. Ang ating na-compute is 16.303. Okay. Ang ating peak time is 0.726. So, 0.7216 siya dito. And ating settling time is 1.6058. Ang na-compute natin is 1.6. Okay. So, close enough values. Okay. So, ayun. So, na-characterize natin yung step response nitong system na to. Okay. So, we are now able to analyze yung system na meron ng unity feedback system. Unity feedback. Okay, katulad nito. So we call this a unity feedback system. Okay. Ang tawag natin sa system na yun ay unity feedback system. So, gamitin yung acronym na UFPS para sa unity feedback system. Okay? So, this example 4.5. Now, I'd expect na magagawa nyo na itong example 4.6 including yung computer-aided solution. Okay? In which that would allow, dapat alam nyo to kung paano i-calculate, and at the same time alam nyo kung paano i-simulate. Okay, para ma-verify nyo yung calculations niyo. Okay. So, ayan. Now, let us try to work on example 4.7. And sige, mamaya na pala. So, a motor and generator are set up to drive a load as shown. If the generator output voltage is Eg of T equals Kf times If of T, where If of T is the generator's field current, find the transfer function G of S equals theta O of S divided by Ei of S. For the generator, Kf is 2 ohms. For the motor, Kt is 2 Newton meter per ampere and Kb is 2 volt second per radian. Okay. So, basically, kung titingnan nyo mabuti itong system na to, it's actually a system na iba-iba siyang component na pinagdugtong-dugtong. Okay. So, on the first part, meron kayong generator set na ito. Okay, meron kayong generator set diyan. Okay. Tapos, from there, meron kayong motor. Okay. Meron kayong motor, loaded motor. Okay. Tapos, meron kayong gear system dito. Okay, meron kayong gear system diyan. Okay. So, kung ilalagay natin sa isang block diagram, o sa block diagrams yung mga components na yan. Meron kayong generator. Okay. Tapos, meron kayong actually merong isang immediate component nakasama sa generator, kasi anong nangyari dito is that merong circuitry yung generator, pero yung generate kasi ng generator voltage is done through the field current. Okay, so basically yung mechanism by which your generator would work is meron siyang component or meron siyang part in which the field current or the generator voltage, okay, would be dependent on the field current. Okay. Tapos, bukod pa yung circuitry ng generator nyo mismo. Okay. So, yung generator natin would be represented in 2 blocks. Okay. Tapos, ito yung motor ninyo. Tapos, ito yung gear ninyo. Yan yung ating transfer function. Now, what happens is that meron kayong input na EI sa generator ninyo, which in turn produces the field current. Tapos itong block na sinasabi ko sa inyo that transforms the field current papuntang generator voltage, in which this generator voltage would then be used by the motor, okay, to generate the angular displacement. Okay, kaya lang meron kayong gear that converts this angular displacement of the motor papunta dun sa output output load natin. Okay. So, ang task natin is to actually find this transfer function. Tapos, i-simplify natin siya into a single block so that we can find theta O over EI. So, madali naman na to kapag nakita nyo na yung 4 na transfer function na yan. Okay, dahil nakakascade lang naman siya. So, to reduce them to a single system, you just need to multiply the transfer functions. Okay, so how do we find yung transfer functions ngayon? Okay, so let's start with yung let's start with the how your field current is generated by the input voltage on the generator. So simply, pwede tayong gumawa ng KVL dito kasi marerelate naman natin yung IF sa EI by doing a KVL here. Okay? So, kung gagawa tayo ng KVL doon, okay? So, kung magki-KVL tayo dito, okay? So, pero ilalaplas ko na to. So, yung impedance ito becomes S, okay? Tapos ito, still 1. Ito, magiging IFS ito, magiging EI. Okay. So, we will have here, by KVL, we will have EI of S, tabale, minus S plus 1 times IF of S, okay, equals 0. Or solving this in terms of IFS over EIS, bali yung transfer function na to, would then be 1 over S plus 1. Okay, tama ba? Lipat natin dito. Then solve natin IF over EI S plus 1. Okay. So, ayan. So, yun yung una kong transfer function na kailangan. Okay. So, yun yung i-replicate ko lang dito yung yung block diagram na ginawa ko dun sa note kanina. Okay. So, ito na yung ginawa natin kanina. Block diagram. Okay. So, yung generator ninyo, ito. Okay. Bali, magsisimula siya sa EI. Okay. Magsisimula siya sa EI. Tapos, si EI, okay, through the generator action, would generate the field current. And then this field current, okay, would generate now the generator voltage na kailangan ng motor ninyo to produce the angular displacement. Pero itatransform natin si angular displacement ng motor doon sa angular displacement ng ating load. Okay? So, ayan. Now, yung first transfer function na hinahanap natin is IFS over EI. So, ito yun. Okay. So, lagyan natin dito is 1 over S plus 1. Okay? Now, yung second part ng problem natin is this. Dapat si EG, okay, magpo-produce ng voltage generator through the field current IF, and it is dictated by this equation ito. Okay? So therefore, we can simply just say na yung EG natin of T is KF times I F of T, or in terms of Laplace transform. Okay, in terms of Laplace transform, this is EG of S equals KF, okay, times IF of S. Okay? Or since ang output na kailangan natin dito is EG at ang input niya ay IF, ang transfer function na kailangan natin is EG of S over IF of S, which is simply KF. And ang value ng KF natin, based dun sa problem, is ayun. Value niya is 2 ohms. So, this is basically 2 ohms. Okay? So, we will just ignore, so this is 2 ohms. So, we will just ignore the unit for now. Pero lagay natin dito yung 2. Okay? So, i-assume natin na naman to, na this is ang tawag doon, dimensionally consistent. Okay? So, ayan. Now, the third one is the motor. Okay? So, yung paghahanap ng transfer function ng motor natin is basically kung paano natin siya ginagawa before. That is, we have the transfer function of the motor, theta M, S over E, A, S. Okay? Which in this case, itong source ng voltage natin is from the generator. So, yung ma-generate nating voltage is EG. Okay? Now, this is equal to KT over RA times 1 over JM divided by S times S plus 1 over JM times DM plus KT over RA times KB. Okay. So, binigay naman yung values ng KT, okay, as yung KT ninyo as ito, 2 Newton meter per ampere. Okay. This is torque constant. Okay. Next is yung ating KB is also given as, this is the back EMF voltage. So, this is 2 volts second per radian. Okay. Ngayon, ano yung RA? Kasi yung RA yung wala dito. Merong KT, pero KT over RA yung kailangan natin. Okay. Yung RA natin is basically yung nandun sa armature ng ating motor. So, yung resistance na nakikita natin, yung resistance na nakikita natin dun sa armature ng motor ay ito. Okay? So, therefore, ang RA natin is 2 ohms. Okay? So, we have KT, RA, may KB, yung JM na lang. So, yung JM is based dun sa loading ng ating Okay, so ang loading ng ating motor is itong 4 kg, pero since may gear dito, ita-translate natin yan dito para maging JM siya. Okay, or i-reflect natin siya dito para maging JM siya. So that becomes 4 times destination over source square. Okay, plus yung existing dun sa armature. So that's 0.75. Lagay din natin sa 3/4 para fraction yung ano natin. So this is 10 over 20 is 1/2, squared is 1/4. Sorry. Hindi niyo pala nakikita. So ito, ulit natin. Yung JM natin is 4, okay, times 10 over 20 destination over source squared plus 3/4. Ito yung JA. Okay, so ito yung JL. Okay, so lalagay natin siya, i-reflect natin yung JL dun sa para maging JM siya. Okay. Now, 0.75 yung nasa nyo, so ginawa ko ng 3/4. Okay, para fraction nyo ko natin. Now, this is 10 over 20 is 1/2, squared is 1/4. 1/4 times 4 is 1. 1 plus 3/4 is 7 over 4. So, this is 7 over 4 kilogram meter square. Okay, so that's JM. Yung DM natin is eto. So, ito lang naman. I-reflect lang natin doon. Wala namang maladagdag dito. So, 4 times 10 over 20 square. Okay. So, that's DM natin is 4 times 10 over 20 square. So, that's 1 Newton meter second per radian. Okay. So, kompleto na yung constants natin dito. Okay. So, we will now have theta M S over EG S. Okay. This is equal to KT, which is 2 divided by RA, which is 2. So, 1. So, 1 times 1 over JM. So, ang JM natin is 7 over 4. 1 over JM is 4 over 7. So, 1 times 4 over 7 ito. Divided by S times S plus 1 over JM is 4 over 7 times DM na 1 plus KT over RA is 1. Okay, kasi 2 over 2 yan. Okay, times KB. KB is 2. So, this is 2. Okay, so this becomes 4 over 7 divided by S times S plus, this is 3 times 4. So, 12 over 7. So, 12 over 7. Now, since pareho may 7 to, I can multiply this by 7. I can also multiply this by 7. Kaya lang, pag minultiply ko ng 7 ito, itong 7 ito, dito ko na siya i-multiply. So, para maging ito ay 4 over S times 7S plus 12. So, this is now the transfer function theta M over EG. Okay. So, yun yung ilalagay natin dito. So, yung ilalagay natin dito is 4 over S times 7S plus 12. Okay. So, zoom in natin konti para medyo kita. Okay. So, sana nakita siya. 12 to. Okay. This is 12. Okay. Now, finally, yung gear natin, okay, basically, yung theta O over theta M, okay, tandaan natin na in terms ng gear, inversely proportional siya dun sa teeth, number of teeth. Okay. So, kung matatandaan nyo yung tinuro ko before, para makuha nyo ito ng mabilisan lang, kung ito yung theta O, at nandito yung theta M. So, parang nakakross siya. So, yung katapat ni theta M ay yung para sa theta O na gear. So, in this case, 20. Dapat yung, sa ratio, katapat niya dapat is yung 20 ng theta M. Okay. Tapos, yung theta O, ang katapat niya dapat is yung 10. Okay. So, yung katapat dapat ni theta O is ito. Yung 10. Okay. So, therefore, yung theta O over theta M natin, okay, yung ating theta O, okay, yung ating theta O over theta M natin is 1/2. So, ito yung kailangan natin dito. Okay, yung 1/2 na yan, yun yung kailangan natin, theta O over theta M. So, this is 1/2. Now, to reduce this into a single transfer function, okay, we simply multiply them para makuha natin yung EI S over theta OS. So, multiply natin siya kasi nakakascade siya. Okay. So, this is simply, yung 2 times 1 half is 1. So, magiging ito na lang yan times ito. So, this is 4 over s times s plus 1, ito, times 7s plus 12. Okay? So, yung transfer function or yung closed loop transfer function na hinahanap natin para sa system na to is 4 over s times s plus 1, okay, times 7s plus 12. Ayan. Okay. Now, dun sa baka na daanan nyo na to before. Okay, medyo iba yung naging sagot ko. Okay, medyo may error yata dun sa sagot na nakuha ko before. So, pero ito yung tama. Okay. So, ayan. So, this one and this one. Okay. So, that's how we work on example 4.7. Okay. Yung example 4.8 natin, na pre-solve ko na to kanina. Okay. So, para hindi masyadong matagal, let us just simply have this. Pakita na lang natin siya. Okay. So, here, ma-identify natin na merong 4 na components yung ating or 4 na individual components yung ating yung ating okay, may 4 na individual components yung ating system. Okay. So ito siya, turo natin. Una, itong mechanical system niyo. Okay, that's the one. Number 2, kasi ito mechanical system niyo, magpo-produce siya ng rotation dito. Okay, in which would rotate your potentiometer. Okay, so magro-rotate yung potentiometer ngayon. Okay, in which that would produce a voltage para sa inyong amplifier na ang gain ay 1. So that's the third system. Yung first system niyo is the mechanical system. Okay, yung first system is the mechanical system, rotational to be specific. Yung second system niyo is the potentiometer. Okay. Yung third system niyo is this amplifier. Okay. Pero ang gain niya is 1. Tapos yung fourth system niyo is this RC circuit. Okay. So, again, malalagay natin yan sa isang sa block diagram in this. So, yung mechanical system niyo, potentiometer, yung buffer amplifier niyo, tsaka yung RC circuit niyo. Okay. So, ayan. Now, how do we obtain now yung how do we obtain now yung mga transfer function ng bawat isa na yan? Of course, ito madali na to kasi 1 lang naman yan. Dahil nga, sinabi na niya na ang gain niya ay 1. Okay. Now, let's start with the mechanical system. So, sa mechanical system, it's a rotational mechanical system. 1 degree of freedom. Kaya lang, kailangan natin siyang ibaba dito. Okay. Kailangan natin siyang i-reflect. Ito, kailangan natin i-reflect dito. Okay. Kasi, ang magro-rotate dito is yung rotation through the gear na. Okay. So, let us try to call it theta. Okay. Yung rotation na yun as theta. Okay. Pero kung gagawa tayo ng mechanical system, kailangan nandito tayo. So, ita-translate natin itong si J. I-reflect natin si J dito as well as T. Okay. So, that is why we have the following equation. Okay, so yung J times N2 over N1 squared, that will be the reflected J. Okay, so times S squared, kasi yun yung impedance ng ating moment of inertia, plus times theta, dahil yun lang naman yung component, equals T times N2 over N1. Reflected din ito. Now, simplifying this, para makuha natin yung theta, the output displacement over the input torque as N1 over J N2 S squared. So, ito yung mapupunta dito. Okay, number 1. Now, paano yung potentiometer? Yung potentiometer kasi, sabi niya, this is a one-turn potentiometer. It means, yung isang buong ikot na yun, okay, corresponds to 10 volts. Okay? So, 10 volts na 0 ito. So, 10 volts yung total potential dito. So, iteration proportion lang natin siya. Okay? Simply, iteration proportion lang natin. Yung 10 volts would correspond to the output voltage. Okay, na ipoproduce ng potentiometer. Okay, against yung 2 pi, yung buong turn. Okay. So, yung full turn voltage, divided by yung full turn, okay, full turn displacement, okay, would be equal to yung voltage na ipoproduce niya over yung turn na ipoproduce yung turn na gagawin nyo sa potentiometer niyo. Okay, so ratio and proportion lang to. Full turn voltage over full turns displacement, okay, divided by the voltage, okay, is equal to the voltage divided by the displacement. Okay, so kung i-simplify natin to, this becomes 5 over pi. Okay, so ito yun. Lalagyan natin siya dito. Okay, now, again, the buffer amplifier is simply a unity gain amplifier. So, 1 lang ito. And then, finally, yung AC circuit natin is ito. So, yung AC circuit natin, kung titingnan natin mabuti, magkakaroon siya ng input voltage na EI. Okay? Magkakaroon siya ng input voltage na EI. Kasi yun yung ipoproduce nung ano eh. Kung ito ay, ang gain nito ay 1, yung EI, or E1 ito actually, yung E1 na yan din yung mapoproduce dito. Okay? So, para magkakaroon kayo ng AC circuit na ang voltage source niya, ang voltage source niya ay E1, okay? Tapos yung output, i-measure nyo across the resistor, okay? So, kapag ganyan, ang pwede natin gawin dito is to do voltage divider. Okay? So, pag mag-voltage divider tayo, ito yung mangyayari. Yan. So, EO, okay. So, bali ito siya. EO equals EI times R. R yan, bali. Okay. So, ayan, R yan. So, R over R plus 1 over CS. Naka-voltage divider tayo. Okay. So, again, pakita natin yung circuit, no? This should be this is E1, tapos this is C, tapos this is R. Tapos dito natin i-measure yung EO. So, since series circuit naman ito, we can just simply have EO as the voltage divider ng C at saka ng R. Okay, so we will have the following. Now, kapag ito, sinimplify natin, kasi nga ang output natin ay EO, at ang input natin ay EI, kasi kukuha na ako ng transfer function. This is simply, bali multiply natin to ng multiply natin pareho ng ng S pala. Yung numerator at denominator, multiply natin ng S, tapos divide natin ng R. Okay, so lalabas dyan, this is S over S plus 1 over RC. Again, multiply nyo ng S, yung numerator at denominator. Okay, tapos divide nyo ng R. So, ang mangyayari dito is, pag divide nyo ng R to, tapos minultiply nyo ng S, that becomes S. Ito naman, pag minultiply nyo ng R, pag minultiply nyo ng S at dinivide nyo ng R, that becomes S. Ito, magiging 1 over RC. So, ito ngayon, yung transfer function na kailangan natin dito. So, ito siya. Okay. So, ayan. Now, simply, ang gagawin natin is to multiply all of this. Okay. So, pag minultiply natin siya ngayon, okay, if we multiply that, the closed loop transfer function now is then, una ito, okay, so that's N1 over J N2 S square, okay, times 5 over pi, okay, times S over S plus 1 over RC. Okay, so ito ngayon, tsaka to, magka-cancel. Okay, and then we will have the following as your TS. Okay, that would be 5N1 over J pi N2 J pi N2 S times S plus 1 over RC. So, ito yung magiging transfer function natin. Okay, so yan yung nandito. 5N1 over J pi N2S times S plus 1 over RC. Okay, so ayan. So, ito yung entire solution ng ating okay. So, there. So, ito yung magiging sagot natin. Now, we proceed now by designing complex systems that reduce to second order transfer function. Okay. So complex systems that reduce to second order transfer function can be designed to meet transient response characteristics as demonstrated in the next examples. Okay, so we have the following example first. Okay. Okay, so in this problem, we are asked to design the value of k, or determine the value of k, so that the system, or the closed loop system would respond with a 10% overshoot. Okay, so gawin natin, let us first make this a closed loop transfer function. So let us have t of s. Okay, so yung magiging closed loop transfer function nito is basically k over s square plus 5s plus k. Okay, so ayan. Now, what we do next is we compute for the dr corresponding to this 10%. Okay, compute natin yung dr na magko-correspond dito sa 10% na to, or 10% overshoot na to. Okay, so we will have ito. So via shift solve. Okay, so yung ating dr is basically 0.5912. Okay, so ito yung magiging value ng ating dr na magpo-produce ng 10% overshoot. Okay, and from the relationship between yung coefficients ng transfer function niyo at saka itong dr, we know that dr is a over 2 omega n. But that's dr. Okay, but we also know that the omega n is square root of k. Okay, so lagay natin ito dito. Okay, tapos lagay natin ito dito. We will have 0.5912 equals, ang a natin is 5. Okay, so we have 5 over 2 times the square root of k. Now, solving for k, okay, this is 5 over 2 times 0.5912 squared. Okay, and k computes now to 5 over 2 times 0.5912 squared. Okay, that computes to 17.88 or 17.9. Okay, 3 significant figures. Okay, so ayan. Ito yung nandito sa natin. Okay. So let us try to characterize yung response ng system niyo. Okay. Para ma-verify natin kung okay yung design natin na 17.9. Okay. So here, define natin yung ating open loop transfer function. Okay, as 17.9 divided by s times s plus 5. Okay. So base yun dito sa dyan. So ito, pinantin natin na 17.9. Okay. So normally ganito yung ginagawa natin, no. Once na pagkatapos yung mag-design, bini-verify niyo yung design niyo by simulation. Tingnan natin kung tama yung or kung papasok ba dun sa requirements yung ating design. Okay. Hindi pagkatapos mag-design i-build na kagad natin yung design. So usually dumadaan muna to sa simulation. Okay. And in fact, in more realistic cases, yung design actually involves simulation, ping-pong between simulation and design, and simulation and design, and simulation and design. Okay, so ayan. So let's define this, okay, para makuha din natin yung yung closed loop transfer function at ma-display natin dito. Okay. So this is now your closed loop transfer function, which is obvious naman kung okay, based din doon sa dun sa na-compute natin, na-generate natin, which is this one. So ito, papalitan lang natin ng 17.9. Okay. So ayan. And then, what happens is, let's look at the poles and zeros. Okay. So here, we are assured na under-dump siya. Okay. And given na yung poles niyo is at negative 2.5 plus 3.4132. Okay. And minus 3.4132. So, ito yung pulse niyo. Okay. Kung matatandaan nyo, ito rin yung kaninang problem. Okay. Same ito. Kaya lang 25 yung K. Okay. So, since pareho naman sila ng denominator, what would happen is that pareho to ng real part nung pole. Okay. Magkaiba na sila ng imaginary part. Okay. So, ayan. So, going back. Okay. So, let's try to find yung step response niya. Okay. Wala muna tayong kasi wala tayong idea kung magsisettle siya dun sa time na yon. Okay. So, ito siya. So, it seems na hindi pa siya settled at this point kasi hindi pa masyadong flat yung natin. Okay. So, let's try 3. At saka adjust na rin natin yung sampling time. So, medyo adjust natin ng konti kasi parang hindi pa siya settled eh. Ayan, siguro okay na to. Okay, so let's use that 3.5 seconds para makuha yung step info. Okay, so based dito, ang ating overshoot ay 10.02%. Okay, so pasok naman siya dun sa natin, sa requirements ng ating design, which is 10%. Okay, so there. And then the other characteristics are the rise time is 0.433, peak value is 1.1, okay, dahil 10% nga yung overshoot. Peak time is 0.92, okay. The settling time is 1.04, okay, 1.4, okay, and so on. Okay, so yun. So na-verify na natin ngayon na yung design na 17.9 is okay para mag-generate ng 10% na overshoot. Okay. So example 4.10 would actually be almost the same. Okay. With regards to dun sa example 4.9. So I think I can leave this to you. I can leave this as an exercise to you. Okay. So ito. Now let's try to work on example 4.11. Okay, so for the system shown here, find the values K1 and K2 to yield a peak time of 1.5 seconds and a settling time of 3.2 seconds for the closed loop system step response. Okay, so ang hinihingi sa atin is that we design the system, okay, in order for the closed loop response of the system to have a peak time na 1.5 seconds at saka TS na 3.2 seconds. Okay, so we start with obtaining yung obtaining yung closed loop equivalent nito. Okay, so that ma-design natin siya according dito sa requirements natin. Okay, so in here, yung feedback natin, okay, so this is a feedback na naka cascade sa K1 tapos naka feedback siya all in all. Okay, so let us simplify this one. So, kung iyan natin to, gagawin natin closed loop ito. Let's have this, yung feedback muna nito. Okay, unahin natin yung feedback niya. Hindi kita. Ito. Yung feedback muna nito ang gawin natin. Okay, in which that would be verify nyo na lang na 10 over S times S plus 2 plus 10 K2S. Okay? So, ito yung magiging closed loop nito nung binilugan ko. Okay. And then, ito, nakakascade dito. So, mamumultiply si K1 dito. So, you now have a system na ganito na siya. Okay. So, unity feedback system na siya alone. So ito, yung transfer function nito, okay, nito is this one. So kapag ito, closed loop natin, yung magiging TS natin is simply ito. Ayan. Okay. So what would happen is simplify natin to. This becomes 10 K1 over S square plus 10 K2 plus 2 times S plus 10 K1. Okay, so ito yung magiging closed loop transfer function natin. Now, from here, we can gamit tong requirements na to. Okay. Pwede natin kunin yung yung omega n at saka yung dr galing dito. Okay, kaya lang kung titingnan natin yung equation ng TP, which is pi over omega n square root ng 1 minus dr square. Okay, tapos yung equation ng TS, which is 4 over dr omega n. Meron kayong two simultaneous equations na kailangan isolve at pareho siyang nonlinear. Okay, so meron kayong two simultaneous equations na dapat isolve na nonlinear pareho. Okay, so medyo hindi ganoon kadaling i-deal ito. Okay, pero hindi naman siya masyadong mahirap naman. Okay, so halimbawa, take note na kapag dinivide ko to, okay, dinivide ko si TP tsaka si TS, may iwan dito is a function of dr alone. Okay, so tingnan natin kung pag i-divide ko si TP at saka si TS, this is pi over omega n square root ng 1 minus dr square divided by 4 all over dr omega n. Since si omega n ay parehong nasa denominator nung parehong complex fraction, makakancel ko to. Okay. Tapos itong may iwan to, mag-reciprocal ito, mamumultiply dito sa taas. So, magiging equal to sa pi dr over 4 square root ng 1 minus dr square. Okay? So, ito yung magiging natin, yung ratio ng TP over TS. So, equal yan sa 1.5 divided by 3.2. So, galing dyan, masasolve ko yung dr. Okay? So, pinakamadaling way para ma-solve natin yung dr is i-shift solve na lang natin siya. Okay, so this is pi alpha x for dr divided by 4 square root ng 1 minus alpha x square. Okay. Equal siya sa 1.5 over 3.2. Okay, tapos shift solve natin. Okay. So, ayan. So, we have now dr as 0.5125. Okay. So, dr is 0.5125. Okay. Now, from this, pwede natin kunin yung omega n. So, yung omega n natin is simply 4 over 3.2 times 0.5125. Okay. So, we have 4 over 3.2 times 0.5125. So, that should give you 2.4390 as your omega n. Okay. So, ito na yung dr, ito yung omega n. And then, from there, okay, we know na yung omega n natin is square root ng b, which is in this case 10 K1. Okay, so therefore K1 is 2.4390 square divided by 10. Okay, so 2.4390 square divided by 10. That is your K1. So, yung K1 natin is 0.595. Okay? So, ito yung K1. Now, yung K2, okay, kunin natin galing sa DR. Okay? Since ang DR natin, okay, is A. Okay? A natin in this case is 10 K2 plus 2. Okay? Over 2 omega n. Okay? So, that's 2 times ito. 2.4390. Okay. So, ang DR natin is 0.5125. Okay. So, we can now solve for K2. Okay. As 0.5125. Okay. Times 2 times 2.4390. 0.04390. Okay. Then, bawasan natin yan ng 2. Okay. Tapos, divide natin ng 10. Okay. So, that becomes 0.04999 or bali 0.05. So, ito yung magiging K2 natin. So, this is K2. Ito yung K1 natin. Okay. So, ayun. Kung medyo natingnan nyo na to kanina at nakopya nyo na yung previous page, may correction akong ginawa dito sa sagot nito kasi yung previous answer yata nito is hindi tama. Okay. So, again, let us review. Okay, yung sagot natin na 595 as K1 tapos K2 natin is 0.05. Okay, so again ginawa natin is ito. Kinuha natin yung closed loop transfer function niya as this one. Okay. So, ang steps nito is kunin yung feedback nito, cascade, tapos feedback ng unity feedback system. Okay. So, makukuha natin itong closed loop transfer function natin. Now, from there, we can solve now for DR and omega n galing dun sa requirements ninyo. Okay. So, para medyo mas madali siya, ginawa natin is dinivide na lang natin yung TP at saka yung TS para makancel yung omega n. Okay. So, ito yung may iwan in which we can now solve this through your calculator as 0.5125. Okay. And then, omega n galing sa dito. Okay. Galing dito as ito, 2.4390. Now, using yung coefficients, okay, yung relationship ng coefficients ng DR, ng coefficients ng transfer function ninyo dun sa DR and omega n, okay, we can now solve for K1 and K2. Okay. Now, another method nito is actually using yung location ng poles. Okay, which is mas ideal sa situation nito since ang binigay sa inyong requirements ay TP at saka TS. Okay. Remember na ang TP is pi over omega d, tapos ang TS is 4 over sigma d. Okay. Now, kung maaalala nyo sa algebra natin na kung meron kayong quadratic equation na s square plus as plus b equals 0. Okay. Ang roots niyan, okay, ay matatagpuan sa negative a over 2 plus or minus square root ng a square minus 4b over 2. Binodify ko na siya kasi nag-adjust din tayo ng coefficients eh. Okay. So, minodify ko na rin yung location nung yung quadratic formula ninyo. Pero if you can check, consistent yan dun sa quadratic formula ninyo. Okay. Kaya lang ganito. Yung sigma d natin is basically a over 2 na lang siya. Okay. Yung sigma d natin is a over 2. Tapos yung omega d, owing to the fact na ito ay underdamped system, this is equal to square root ng 4b minus a square over 2. Pagbabalik na rin natin ito. Kasi nga, kaya nga siya underdamped kasi complex yung roots. At kaya siya naging complex dahil yung difference ng a square minus 4b is negative. Okay. So, that is why, para maging positive ito, balik na rin natin siya. Gawin natin 4b minus a square over 2. Now, using this method, pwede nyong i-check kung tama yung pagkakasolve natin ito. And tingnan nyo kung alin yung mas madaling method. Kung yung dadaan kayo ng dr and omega n or dadaan kayo ng roots. Okay. So, yun yung dalawang methods para ma-solve nyo itong problem na to. Okay. Now, let us go to Octave para ma-verify natin kung tama yung design natin. Okay. So, dito, gumawa na ako ng code para doon. Okay. So, this is, lagyan natin ito ng example at 4.11. Example 4.11. Okay. In which, yung G1 ko is itong K1. Okay. So, take note lang na since magiging constant nga kasi siya. Okay. Magiging constant siya. Ginawa ko, nilagay ko siya sa TF. Okay, para kasi ang problema nito is kapag ang G1 ko ay hindi transfer function object, baka hindi siya tanggapin dito sa simplification o dun sa pagsisimplify. Okay, so ginawa natin is para maging transfer function object siya, kahit constant siya, gawin natin siyang TF. And then, yung G2 natin is ito. Yung system na to. Okay. Tapos yung H1 natin, since feedback siya, H yung inassign ko sa kanya. So that's K2 times S. So ito yung values na nakuha ko. Okay. 5959 yung gamitin natin. 595. Okay. Ayan. So, tapos yung nakuha natin K2 na 0.05. Okay. So, ayan. 5959 kasi ito yung nandito eh. Okay. So, although nakuha ko na sa solution ko is 0.595 lang. Kasi nasa solution na lang. Okay. So, 0.595. Tapos yung K2 natin is 0.05. Now, to simplify that one, okay, bali gagawin natin is ipi-feedback muna natin, okay, si G2 tsaka si H1. Ito, ipi-feedback muna natin ito. Okay, bago ko siya i-cascade kay G1. Okay, kakascade ko siya kay G1. Tapos, gagawin ko yung unity feedback. Okay. So, ayan. Now, to do that, okay, when we do that, okay, ito yung lalabas. So, second order transfer function yung closed loop ano ninyo. Okay. Although, check natin kung siya ay kung siya ay underdamped. Okay. So, PZ equals PZ map T. Okay. So, complex yung roots. Negative 1.25 plus or minus J 2.0946. So, complex yung roots. So, therefore, this is a underdamped system. Okay. This is an underdamped system. So, yung step response niya is expected to be underdamped. Okay. So, ayun. So, nilagyan ko na siya ng kanina kasi na-test ko naman na to. So, 6. Okay. So, 6 seconds siya magsisettle. Okay. So, pag kinuha natin ngayon yung step info. Okay. So, makukuha natin na yung peak time natin is 1.5 seconds as required. Okay. As required. Peak time natin is 1.5 seconds. Tapos, yung ating settling time na 3.22 seconds na nire-require is 3.2 seconds. So, more or less na-meet naman natin yung requirements ng ating system. Ating problem. Okay. So, ayan. So, ayun. Now, again, nakita natin na if you have a complex system, okay, you can simplify it into a single block, okay, or the closed loop system, okay. And then from there, you can do your design para ma-meet nyo tong specifications. Okay, para ma-meet natin yung specifications nung nung problem natin. Okay, so ito. And then from there, we can do some simulation, okay, using Octave or MATLAB kung whichever you prefer. Para tingnan natin kung tama yung ating design. Okay. So, ayun. That ends article 4.2.